All right, rise and shine, everyone. 6 o'clock. We are halfway through the week here. Jason and Alicia here on what is going to be a hot and not a great day out to be outside.
Unfortunately. First day of summer, too, and it's feeling like it. And that heat guy is why we have air quality issues, essentially.
Right, yeah, that's part of the problem with temperatures today, again, soaring into the 90s, 92, sunset 9:03 later this evening, or really tonight. So a long day, right? Sunrise, sun already up, was 5:26, and again tomorrow, right around 5:26, sundown 9:03 tomorrow. So tomorrow will be the first full day of summer, but today is the first day of summer solstice, and it's coming in hot. 69 right now. Dew points in the 50s, so not as humid right now as yesterday. Southeast winds right around 6 to about 10 miles per hour. Temperatures already above the 80-degree mark by 11 o'clock this morning. You can see the sun shining bright over downtown Minneapolis, so good morning to you. Time now 6:01. Air quality alerts will continue through 9 o'clock tomorrow night. Unhealthy for all sensitive groups expected, especially by later this afternoon. More on that in just about 10 minutes.
All right, Guy, thank you. 6:02 now on the clock. Let's give you a look at the map overall. Quiet out there. We'll show you what it looks like near the airport. Also, roads quiet at 494 and Highway 5. Nice shot, though, of the sun rising this morning.
Turning to your headlines now, we're following a breaking story out of St. Paul.
Yeah, a young girl is in the hospital this morning after being shot several times. Now, police say it happened in the Payne-Phelan neighborhood, and that is where we find Eva Anderson this morning with what we know at this hour. Hey, Eva.
Hi, Alicia. Within the past 6 hours, police confirmed with us the girl is 8 years old, and right now it does look like she's thankfully expected to pull through this terrible incident. Our crews arrived there just within the hour after it took place. Police were called to East Side Commons. It's a complex of homes on Bradley Street in St. Paul just after 10. They responded to a report of shots fired, and they found the young girl with apparent gunshot wounds. She was then taken to Regions Hospital, which is where we are right now. And we've reached out to St. Paul for more information because there's still a lot that we don't know. We have not been informed how this shooting may have taken place or whether or not it took place inside or outside the home. We also don't yet know who may have been involved. So there are a lot of things that we don't know, but I'll be sure to update you as soon as I hear back from St. Paul PD. Guys.
All right, just 8 years old. So sad to see. Eva reporting live for us this morning. Thank you.
All right, switching gears now. We could be less than an hour away from finding out if Bloomington will host the next World's Fair.
And Megan is at the live desk right now following a vote happening right now in Paris. Megan.
Yeah, so as we speak, delegates are voting at the Bureau of International Exposition's General Assembly in Paris. So this is a live stream. I'm waiting for this to come back to a video of, or a live picture rather, of what exactly is going on there. They're voting right now, so this is what we're seeing. Now, the World's Fair, it's a big international exhibition designed to highlight the achievements of a nation. And look at some of the renderings of what we could see in Bloomington. These are some pretty impressive pictures here. This 3-month fair would start in May 2027 with 100 countries participating, 14 million visitors from all around the world in attendance. If Bloomington is chosen, the fair would happen in the South Loop District right by the Mall of America. Bloomington's mayor says that fair could generate 17,000 jobs and $364 million in local, state, and federal tax revenue. In total here, we are talking an economic impact of about $2 billion. Now, the World's Fair is held every 5 years. So if the U.S. is selected, this would be the first World's Fair to take place in the United States in more than 40 years. The last was the expo in 1984 in New Orleans. Voting will wrap up at 6:30 this morning. We should know around 7. It's coming up soon if we have won. Now, if Bloomington is selected, the fair would be held over the summer months with 90% of people being from out of town. And we've got more information on our website if you want to hear from Bloomington officials and see more pictures of what exactly this fair could look like, Alicia.
Fingers crossed. All right, we'll find out soon.
Yes.
Thanks for the update, Megan. Well, this morning, the Minnesota BCA is investigating after a use of force incident involving an off-duty Minneapolis police officer. Minneapolis police responded to an incident in the 3000 block of 27th Avenue South, where a person in crisis was armed and an off-duty Minneapolis police officer was inside the home. SWAT team helped the officer get out of the home, but while the officer was inside, the police chief tells us that the officer discharged his weapon. No one was injured. The officer is on administrative leave, which is standard. The person in crisis is in custody.
I'm Jennifer Hoff. It's now been a week since Golden Valley police say a group of kids tried to carjack an 80-year-old woman who was just outside watering her lawn. And this morning, there are still no arrests. The chief says, though, he's going to increase patrols and meet with neighborhood associations to address concerns in the meantime. This as the department, though, is still down about 15 officers, relying on Hennepin County Sheriff's deputies to respond all throughout the day. But the chief says he is about to add 5 new officers and expects to drop that mutual aid agreement by December.
In 4 hours, St. Paul Fire Captain Chris Parsons will be laid to rest in Minneapolis. He passed away from cardiac arrest almost a week ago. Captain Parsons served the St. Paul Fire Department for 23 years. The visitation is this morning at 10 at the Nicollet Island Pavilion. It will be followed by a memorial. Developing right now in about 24 hours, oxygen will run out of the missing tourist submersible carrying 5 people.
Yeah, they were on their way to see the Titanic sitting at the bottom of the Atlantic. NBC's Tom Costello has new details this morning about that desperate search.
Good morning from Boston Coast Guard Command, where we think we are about 24 hours away now from the people inside that mini sub, from them running out of air. And it is a very urgent search on the water, above the water, looking for the sub with 5 people on board. On the water, the Canadian Coast Guard is on scene now with several ships. In the air, Canadian and U.S. C-130 Hercules aircraft running a grid pattern over the water, looking for any signs of whether the sub might have come up and is bobbing in the water. So far, no signs of that. Meanwhile, the U.S. Air Force has sent C-17s to Buffalo, picked up critical salvage equipment, and it is now rushing that to St. John, Newfoundland, to the staging base in Canada. If they can use that salvage equipment out on site, it would be to lift the mini sub out of the water if they find it. They haven't found it yet, and that's the problem. This is a vast, expansive ocean the size of Connecticut, as they are looking for a needle in a haystack, or more precisely, a tiny mini sub in a vast, expansive ocean, 2.5 miles deep, with the clock tipping and 5 lives on the line. We'll have much more on the Today Show.
So breaking this down even further here, the Titanic wreckage sits at the bottom of the ocean, nearly 13,000 feet deep. The pressure down there is roughly 400 times what it is at sea level. So only a few vessels can withstand that. Now, over the past few days, we've learned the missing sub has never been certified. And among the safety concerns here, the hatch can only be unbolted and opened from the outside. It also runs, and this is surprising a lot of people, using a video game controller.
This morning, St. Paul Public Schools Board just approved the district's 2024 budget. For the first time in district history, the budget will be more than $1 billion. A lot of the money is coming from increased state aid and the remaining federal COVID relief funds. The budget goes into effect July 1st.
In a few hours, Mayor Fry will explain how Minneapolis is preparing for a huge weekend with Pride Fest and 2 Taylor Swift concerts happening a mile apart from each other. For both Swift shows at U.S. Bank, Chicago Avenue will be closed between 4th and 6th Streets. 4th Street between Park and Norm McGrew will also be closed until after the concerts. There will also be several road closures for the Pride Block Party and Warehouse District Live event through Monday. Now, for all things Taylor Swift, all you have to do is text the word SWIFT to 763-797-7215. We'll send you a link back to our ultimate guide for fans. Remember, text that number, don't call.
Well, right now, an air quality alert is in effect. And this afternoon, we're going to be in the red category, which is unhealthy air for everyone. That means you should limit your time outside and follow MnDOT signs asking you to limit your trips if possible. This alert is in effect until 9 p.m. tomorrow. So definitely something to get used to. Unfortunately, it happens on a really hot day on the first day of summer when school is out for so many folks, guys.